Hello, my voice is audible. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, students. Yesterday my voice is not heard, so I am repeating yesterday topic. Okay, so I am repeating yesterday topic. So now my voice is audible to everyone. Hello. Okay. Shall I start? Send a reply in chat box. Shall I start? Now only 50 members are joined. So now some of the activities covered by software project management. So first one, feasibility study. So what is feasibility study? So everyone, my voice is audible to everyone. So a feasibility study is need to determine that the project is worth starting. Here, see the diagram here, it is worth doing means, or worth starting means the work, once you create a project or once you plan a project, it will useful for the customers or stakeholders or any other person. Once you need to determine the project is worth starting means that is useful for the customers or other persons. Okay. Okay. So feasibility study. Okay. In this we have the project to determine the project is worth or starting. It is useful for the users or not. That we call it as a feasibility study. In this also we have to estimate how we develop the project. How we develop means we already planned some project. How we develop the project? What are the requirements needed to develop that project? That estimation also comes under the feasibility study. Okay, development of the project is also done in feasibility study. Next one, operational cost. How much cost is required to complete that project is also estimated in feasibility study only. Okay, next one, benefits. After completion of the project, what are the benefits for the end users or those are stakeholders, those who are using our project? What are the benefits for us after completion of the project? All these estimations are done in feasibility study only. Okay. Next one, planning. Planning after completion of the feasibility, after once the feasibility study is done, then project planning can be started. After completion of the feasibility study only, then the project plan can be started. Okay. So in project planning for larger projects, it is not possible to do all the planning in the beginning, because for larger project it is not possible to plan all the project at a time. So for larger project it will take time taken to decide the plan. So planning is done after for different stages. Stage 1, we are ready with some plan. Stage 2, we are ready with some plan. Stage 3, after completion of stage 3, we are ready with stage 4. So all different stages we are planning for long projects. Okay. One minute, I am admitting the students. Next, in planning longer projects, it is difficult to plan for the longer projects at a time. So it will the planning is done for different stages for planning for longer projects. For smaller projects, before starting the project only, we plan for the small projects. Okay. Next one, project execution. So feasibility study, and already plan. Then we go for the project execution. In project execution, include design and implementation. How to design the plan in can be done in project execution, and also implementation also will discuss it in project execution only. How we design the project and how we implement the project. All these categories comes under project execution. Next one, requirement analysis. After completion of feasibility study, plan and project execution, we go for the requirement analysis. Requirement analysis means nothing but once the plan is ready or project is ready, then we have to recruit the users and managers and other employees, and also quality of the new system. All these are the requirements for the completion of those projects. Only one man will not complete the project. So what are the requirements for that project? First of all, we have to potential users, nothing but those who work on that project, we call them as a potential users, and also managers for managing those potential users, and also employees for doing for other activities. We call them employees, and also the work is done in system. So we also require the qualities of the new systems. So all these requirements comes under the requirement analysis. Okay. Next one, architecture design. See here, architecture design. So this maps requires the components of the system that is to be built. So name itself indicates the architecture. How we after requirement analysis, how we architecture the project, means how we use the this work is done on systems. How we architecture means what are the system architecture? Nothing but LAN, WAN, or MAN, or star topology, mesh topology, hybrid topology, which type of topology we are using, and the local area network or wide area network and other system architectures, and also what are the software requirements for that project, and also software components required for that project. Okay, software requirements and also the software components needed to that project. All these comes under architecture design. architecture design includes system architecture, software requirements, and software components. All these comes under architecture design. Next one, detailed design. In detailed design, only one software will not do all the project. So we are using some different types of projects. So here detailed design, each software component is made up of number of software units that can be separately coded and tested. Okay, how we first of all we have to in detailed design we have to split different types of softwares, because only one software will not do overall project. So for application point of view, we are using some other project. For mobile point of view, we are using some other software. For system point of view, we are using some other software. So all these are made up of number of softwares, so that these are separately coded and tested in later classes. Means later topics we have to code and test. In this only we have to in this software components is made up of number of software units that can be coded and tested separately. That is comes under detailed design. Next, code and design. So after detailed design, here this could refer to writing code for each software unit. So after detailed design, we have to write a code. Where we write a code, we write the code in a procedural languages like C, C++, Java, or Python, or .NET. We are writing the code in one of the procedural language. For application orientation, for application oriented, we are using Microsoft Access. Okay, all these are done in code and test. In code, we have to write the code in procedural language only, either C or C++, Java. Okay, next one, integration. Integration after already told in detailed design, each software is made up of number of softwares. In integration, uh, could be at the level of software where different software's components are combined together. So in integration, we are using different types of software integration. We combine all the softwares to get our expected result. So we have to combine all the splitting software into one project, okay, or one platform. So in integrations such as hardware platforms and the networks and the user procedures are brought together. All these joined together, we call it as a integration. Next one, qualification testing. In qualification testing, first we have to test the system we are using. First, the system. Next, including the software components has to be tested carefully, because we have why we are testing, because after feasibility planning project require architecture design code test integration, then we have to check overall project, because once it fulfill our requirements, the project is completed. So is any problem in code or detailed design architecture, we have to go back and check each activity. Okay, next one, installation. This is the process of making the new system operational. So in this we have to use new system operational. For example, payroll nothing but the employees are doing project in our company. So how many hours per week you worked on that project, or how many days you worked on that, all these we are calculated, and we are after only is working on all these are calculated, and calculation that we have provide salary according to his working hours only. So all this comes under installation. Means here new system operational means new software can be installed for any other purpose. For example, payroll. For payroll purpose, what is in payroll, what we are using, employees are doing their job. So we pay them salary. So we have to calculate how much we have to pay for every month. That will be calculated in this software only. Okay. Next one, acceptance support. Last one, acceptance support. So in this action support, for example, if you install a new software in already your existing software, it will support. Otherwise, what are the extensions needed or any error might occur? All these are can be done in acceptance support only. This is resolving problems with the newly installed systems, including the correctness of error that might have crept into the system, or any extensions or implementations that are required. All these are comes under acceptance support. So these are the activities covered by software project management. Okay, everybody understand? Next one. So problems with software projects. So what are the problems with software project? Once we are deal with software project, we must know the what problems occur when we are deal with software projects. First one, poor estimates and plan. If plan is not good and estimation is also not good, this is the problem. This is one of the problem in software projects. Next one, lack of quality standards and measures. So if the quality is not good, then also this is the one of the problem in software projects. Next one, lack of up-to-date documentation. So every day we have to document our completion product. Otherwise, there is a problem with the software project. So once these are the problems with the software project, lack of up-to-date documentation. If the documentation is not up-to-dated, then this is the one of the problem of software project. Next one, lack of quality control. So if the quality is not good, this is also problem with the software projects. Next one, lack of training. So if we are providing training for the students before we are giving project in any companies, we are training them in 2 months or 3 months. So when we are training them related to our project only. Otherwise, this is also another problem with the software projects. Okay. Next one, changing software environments. Changing software environments in our day-to-day life. In previous days, we are using 3G mobile. Now we are using we use 3G mobile. Now we are using 4G mobile. Next, we will use 5G mobile. These are the changing in software environment. This is also one of the problem with software projects. Okay, all these are problems with software projects. Next, challenges in software projects. Okay, challenges in software projects. What are the challenges in software projects? So these are the various types of projects undertaken by the software industry. So software industry is one of the fastest moving and evolving industry. We already know about that. Software is one of the fastest moving industry. Next one, before challenging in software projects, uh, in this business owners, executives, management team, developers and all employees writing this field are under continuous pressure to ensure the success of the project. Main, the business owners and the executives or management team and also developers and other and also employees are all the success of the project. If they are in a very in good condition, the project will in success. The process will be success. So some of the challenges in the software project. Some of the challenges in the software project. First one is extremely high competition. Second one, old legacy system. Third one, high level software expertise. Third one, third party integration. Fifth one, multiple level users. Fifth one, quality testing. Okay. First we discuss about extremely high competition. So market pressure is a stressful in software industry. So how it is high competition. So how it is highly competition. Okay, the competition is extremely high both at the local and the international level. So how the competition is high? So it high, if the competition is high, it affects the software business. Once the competition is high, it affects the software business. How it affects the software business in terms of pricing or customer reach and retention. So main uh, high competition main in terms of pricing. Next one, customer reach and retention. So reach and retention nothing but the software storage capacity. If the software storage capacity high, the number of customers are not in, more number of customers are not interested to store that software because the storage is high. So all these are extremely high competitions. Okay, understand? All these are extremely high competition at a local and international level, and it pressure on the software business. It affects the software business in terms of pricing, customer reach, and retention. Okay, etc. All this comes under extremely high competition. So, who will take care about this extremely high competition? The project manager. The project manager has to work closely with business owners and other stakeholders to identify the right market segment. What is the present situation in the market? He will always work with the business owners and the stakeholders to decrease the extremely high competition. The project manager will communicate with the business owners and stakeholders to identify the right market segment. Then only he decrease the extremely high competition. Okay. Next one, challenges in software projects. Old legacy systems. Old legacy systems, nothing but the name old legacy system, old systems. In already existing software companies, they don't want to buy new computers. They want to run the project in their existing computers only. They update the software and only the run in that computers only. Even when it no longer meet their needs, also they don't want to interest. Mm, they don't want interest having invest a lot of financial and human resources stakeholders because if you want they want to pay more money for those peoples. So for new systems also they spend more money. So but even though uh, they don't meet their needs also, they run only in old legacy systems. For budget purpose only, they maintain in old. This is also one of the challenges in software project. Okay, understand? They only done work on existing systems only. They don't want to interested new employees or new systems to change their system environment to another other integration. So they don't want to update the new system. They want to only work done in only their existing system. This comes under the old legacy systems. Next one, high level software expertise. High level software expertise means when it comes to software selection. Okay, when it comes to software selection and implementation. So recently, new software is so recently there is new software is launched in our industry. So that software we are using. So how who will take that responsibility? That responsibility taken by the only the uh, project manager. Okay. Okay, who will take that? Only project manager. So the best variant for business owners is to finding the project manager with relevant software expertise. Once the business owners mm, business owners is finding the project manager with the software expertise, with the relevant software expertise person only. Here the business owners take the software project manager with the software expertise, because we want to mm, select a new software and implement it. Only the project manager has good in software expertise only. He will so this is the one of the challenges in software projects, because that is high level software expertise means the project manager must know newly existing software. So he is a software expertise. Next one, third party integration. In third party integration, so third party integration nothing but modern companies means present companies are no longer interested in a standalone solution. They don't want to run the project standalone. They want to integrate with the third party. So they want to communicate with the other parties, then the work will completed. So they don't want to complete their work in standalone. They communicate with some third party integration. So in general, it looks like implementing